I'm going to wage war on the entire financial advising community today, so this video is going to get a little spicy. This video is going to be a couple quick thoughts because I've had a bunch of private coaching sessions and I've been seeing what certain financial advisors are doing with these people's money, and I'm watching exactly what they're putting their money into in the holdings that they're picking, and I gotta say, it's pretty smart, but it's definitely taking advantage of some people. They know that if they confuse you enough, you're gonna have to stick with them because you don't wanna figure this out on your own, and so you're gonna stick with them for life, and with that comes their commission for life. And so when I see people getting taken advantage of, I can't just sit back. Now there is a reason to have a financial advisor, so I will start there. And I do have friends that are financial advisors and they actually are helping people. So I'm not saying that all financial advisors are evil or bad, but what I am saying is that maybe you don't need to be paying that financial advisor, because I think that you could be doing exactly what they're doing, maybe even better, without having to pay that fee. But first, I'm Nolan Govea. I'm a full-time university professor, and I've been teaching at this level for over 6 years. I have an MBA with a concentration in finance and finished everything in my PhD except for the dissertation so far. I specialize in personal finance and entrepreneurship as I've started, scaled, and sold a couple businesses up to date. I made this channel to make investing simplified because investing definitely is not shown to be simple. It's super confusing, unnecessarily so, and so I'm trying to do my part to help you figure it out. Okay, so like I was saying before, there are some of you that should have a financial advisor. If you have absolutely no knowledge whatsoever on what to do with your money, and you're literally just holding a bunch of money just sitting in your savings account, or maybe even checking account, it's just sitting there and it's actually losing money every year due to this thing called inflation. Inflation eats at our money, and that's why right now you can see that at the grocery store, things cost a lot more than they used to, and that's just gonna keep happening. So by keeping your money in that savings account that's not earning any money, you're actually losing money long term. And if you have no financial knowledge about how the stock market works or how investing works in general, it's definitely not smart to just watch a video or two and then throw your money into something just because somebody says so. So if you're not going to do the research, you don't want to, or you don't have the time, then maybe it is smart to pay a financial advisor a small portion to have him or her do that for you. The problem is that they charge a fee that's actually pretty high, but it doesn't look super high at first. It's usually 1 to 2%. And when you first hear that, that doesn't sound crazy high at all, but the problem is it's not just 1 to 2% of what you buy or what you invest in, it's 1 to 2% of your portfolio over time. And over time, that portfolio is going to grow, and so you have to pay that every single year on that growth. So then why you could totally do this on your own and you don't need a financial advisor? When I've seen the holdings and things that these financial advisors are putting these people's money into, I totally get it. I see what they're doing and it's very smart. It's usually a bunch of different holdings, usually like 50 different things. And so when the client goes to look at what they have their money put into, it looks like a bunch of good stuff and they just have no idea how to read it because it's very confusing. If you have a financial advisor right now or your money is being managed, go ahead and look at the holdings. Look at where your money actually is. It's going to be in a bunch of different places and they're going to call that diversification. But really at the end of the day, I just think it's smart on their part because it makes you really think, wow, there's so many different things here. I don't want to have to research all this. I don't want to have to keep up with all this. I'll just keep paying my financial advisor to do so. When I've gone through and looked at exactly what the holdings are though, it's a lot of the same thing. Just like how SCHD and VYM are two ETFs that sound like different things, when you look at the holdings and look at what they do, they're both high quality dividend ETFs invested in very similar companies. And so while you have maybe 50% in this ETF and 50% in this ETF, you really just have 100% in a good dividend ETF. And so whether I had 20 good dividend ETFs or one, it's still a certain amount of money that I'm putting into dividend ETFs. All that to say that we can simplify this whole thing. And when I look at the actual holdings and the picks that these financial advisors are picking, they are picking good things. I definitely don't want to discredit financial advisors' wisdom because they are picking correct stocks or correct ETFs or index funds for their clients. But the thing is, you could do that on your own. They literally pick my 3-fund portfolio just within 100 different holdings. And the other thing is just that crazy fee. The fee is nothing now, but 1% of $1 million is $10,000 per year. If you were to just pick one of the ETFs that I suggest, like VU, you would then only be paying a 0.03% fee. So on $1 million, that's only $300 per year. That's a substantial difference between paying $10,000 per year and $300 per year. It's definitely scary getting started doing this and doing it on your own. I totally understand that, and I'm not saying just to cut your financial advisor and go figure it out. To get started though, I recommend doing a crazy amount of research and using my videos in this channel as a starting point for you to figure out what it is that I like. Don't necessarily just pick the picks that I pick, but listen to the strategy behind why I'm picking them. Look at the metrics that I teach you and use that to find great picks for yourself. Some of the things that I like, you might like as well, and that's totally cool, but make sure and do that research. I make it so simple with my 3-fund portfolio that literally anybody could do, super easy with very little to no fee, and it's giving returns that are just as good, if not better, than most financial advisors. That's the other thing. As far as beating the market, 90% or more fail trying to beat my simple portfolio. So I'll give you all the details of what those 3 funds are in a second, but the other thing that you need to do is get into a community of like-minded investors who want the exact same thing that you want, which is financial freedom, and just to be able to have money maybe when you retire and be safe, but also be able to pass that down to your kids and grandkids. In my Patreon group, we have over 100 people exactly like that and who post comments helping each other with questions on the private message boards, and then we also do live Zooms every 2 weeks with all of your questions and discuss the best possible solution for us all. You'll also get access to DM me anytime with any questions, and I'll help you out. It's only $20 per month, and I hope to see you there. Go ahead and check out the link down in my description right now. But as far as what to invest in, I recommend my 3-fund portfolio that's been updated and it's been proven to crush it not only historically, but also in the future, which is obviously what we care about. This is what my whole investing portfolio is made up of. And in this video, I go over exactly what the 3 funds are. And not only that, but also the percentage of how much you should have in each one based on your age. And within those 3 categories in my personal portfolio, I go over my top 5 ETFs in this video here. So watch either of them now and let me know what you think.